What happens when a rapper decides to expose his long-standing rivals? We're talking about exposing Jim Jones's family in a court file that is so incendiary that it has everyone from Harlem to Hollywood talking. Yes, you heard correctly, Camron. Just cast the ultimate shade. Speaking of which, is this the most significant betrayal the game has witnessed in years? Or is this just another day in the brutal realm of rap drama? You'll be shocked by the recent revelation in the hip-hop industry, a full-fledged courtroom bombshell that is upending the very foundations of rap aristocracy careers. Please grab some popcorn, and let's get started. The reality is about to get loud, messy, and downright violent, so be on the edge of your seat as we examine the specifics of Camron's stunning court filing. This is not a simple family feud or old-school rap feud that has been repeated for clicks. Rather, it is a full-scale legal battle. Spoiler alert, it's juicier than reality TV. We're going to reveal every scandalous detail, all the receipts, and the fallout that will blow up the reunion. Camron's filing portrays a close-knit family business that is not only about success in music, but is allegedly founded on a foundation of deceit, fraud, and plain dishonesty. Remember the days of the legendary crew known as the Dipset, who restored Harlem's place on the hip-hop globe? Jim Jones, Harlem's own rapper turned entrepreneur, and his extended family circle are so loyal during the storm that they are practically vying for a Netflix series. Jim Jones is known for his image of prosperity and loyalty through gritty lyrics and streetwise hustle, claims that the picture is a carefully constructed front that hides a more sinister reality. What's the dirt? Camron claims that Jim Jones's family has been operating fraudulent companies that appear to be legitimate, but actually transfer millions of dollars through complex money laundering schemes. One of these companies is supposedly a real estate investment firm with high-rise buildings in prime Harlem locations and a steady stream of investors. But further investigation reveals that Camron did so with the help of ghost transactions, exaggerated property prices, and questionable. The complaint also accuses several family members of conspiring in these schemes. Some are named specifically, while others are mentioned anonymously. However, the message is clear. This isn't a one-man show. Jim Jones claims insiders gave Camron unaccounted-for deposits in the millions, which are often followed by quick withdrawals to offshore accounts in the Caribbean and Europe, as evidenced by stolen bank statements. Maintaining this elaborate house of cards, but Camron asserts that emotional influence extends beyond questionable financial dealings. The documents reveal that some family members were forced to remain silent by threats of disinheritance or public humiliation, while others were allegedly used as scapegoats as things started to fall apart. When family loyalty is used as a pretext for illegal activity, you're looking at a toxic environment that goes far beyond Camron's rap drama. According to the filing, family members have heated conversations. One unnamed source described an extravagant party where champagne flowed like water. Designer labels dominated the space, and the atmosphere was one of insignificance because it was all based on lying. Fans remember Jim Jones's public persona as the self-assured, larger-than-life character who was in music. Stories about lavish parties, private jets, and expensive cars that are paid for with the very money that may be connected to these illegal activities further muddy the narrative. Naturally, legal experts who have reviewed parts of the petition in private believe the claims could result in multiple investigations into everything from tax fraud to racketeering. They point out that if investigators uncover even a small portion of what Camron claims, the entire family could face serious accusations. However, Camron's lawsuit raises an important question. How sustainable is that lifestyle if it's supported by criminal activities? And more importantly, how long can the family maintain this facade in the face of growing legal scrutiny? However, until today, no one had the guts or the necessary paperwork to go public. And guess what? This court filing was released just weeks before Jim Jones's eagerly anticipated record release, The Music Industry. Of course, Camron's revelation wasn't unexpected. For years, there have been suspicions and conspiracy theories regarding Jim Jones's family's financial situation. Industry. Insiders have long assumed that behind the glitzy exterior is a network of covered transactions that aren't always criminal. Jim Jones and his team have responded by reaffirming their denial, calling the file a witch hunt with no merit, and accusing Camron of trying to revive an old conflict in order to stay relevant. However, these court documents are the real deal. Social media is a battlefield, and hashtags like Chart Intra Camron Court, Battle, and Charntro Jim Jones Exposed are trending as media outlets, legal analysts, and fans start to examine these records. Serious threads looking at the potential ramifications are: with alliances shifting and the rap community now divided as this legal drama unfolds, all eyes are on the courthouse. What happens next could redefine not only Jim Jones's legacy, but the entire Dipset brand that has been criticized by memes mocking lavish lifestyles. Some fans say they don't believe their hero may be involved in any criminal activity, while others say they're not the only ones who are quietly voicing their opinions behind the scenes. Continuing where we left off, this legal battle isn't your usual courtroom drama. Camron's filing reads like a thriller. The next section will delve into the juicy details from leap reports. Will this family weather the storm, or will Camron's claims cause the empire to collapse? They have been influential for nearly 20 years. With the help of anonymous insider information and the public's outraged response to this scandal, we'll uncover the crazy tales that missed the news, the covered meetings, the hush money, and the power struggles that occurred behind the scenes. Full of startling disclosures, including recordings and cash trails that seem to have been featured in a Hollywood crime film. Now let's dive into the juicy details that have everyone talking behind closed doors and trending on social media. Let's start by talking about the money because it's clear that's where the real skeletons are hiding. According to private documents that were made public to Camron's close associates, the Jim Jones family allegedly operates a convoluted network of businesses that pretend to be legitimate. Shell organizations transfer money through a bewildering network of accounts that conceals the true sources of cash flows. One insider, who wished to remain anonymous, told investigators that on some evenings wire transfers from nonsensical locations, specifically empty LLCs, would arrive set up for money laundering. They went on to describe extravagant spending sprees that were out of proportion to the income that Jim Jones publicly declared, including luxury cars, private yachts, and exotic trips, all of which were mentioned without any clear commercial justification, while family members allegedly benefited greatly from the plan, further cementing a culture of secrecy and greed. Leaked bank records offer even more damning evidence. One file allegedly shows a $3 million transfer from a Caribbean account to a New York-based real estate holding corporation, but another document reveals that there is no legitimate reason for the transaction. Unbelievably, none of the $500,000 in cash withdrawals in a single month were investigated at the time, according to the complaint. Purposefully attempted to hide assets and evade taxes by using fictitious identities to open multiple credit lines and shell accounts. But here's the real problem. Numerous audio recordings obtained by anonymous whistleblowers allegedly show Jim Jones and his closest family members discussing ways to keep everyone quiet while the money flowed off the books through agreements and hush payments. One clip that was allegedly made public but never officially verified depicts a family member saying, "If it's not just although the Jim Jones family has denied these accusations as lies and misrepresentations, insiders in the rap industry have been hinting at them." One seasoned producer told the source, "I've heard stories about some problematic transactions behind the scenes, but nobody had the evidence until today." The eerie tone portrays a family that is controlled by intimidation and dread. Meanwhile, a former Dipset affiliate who wished to stay nameless claimed to have told us, "I'm not surprised family money gets despite the fact that everything is complicated." This seems like a whole new level of sadness, and local activists and leaders in Harlem are not the only ones reacting. According to a community organizer, they have started to express their concerns about how these claims could harm the neighborhood's reputation. Behind the scenes, the filing has shocked the Jones family's business associates, and some companies connected to the Jones family have. According to sources, they have begun to discreetly withdraw sponsorships and collaborations in order to avoid being involved in the scandal. Private conversations among business partners have centered on damage management and how to conduct a business, and one insider revealed that they are trying to decide which contracts to cancel and who to blame in the event that the federal government gets involved. This could be a PR nightmare that gets out of control. There have been growing rumors of a federal investigation, but no official announcements have been made. Despite caution that investigations are still in their early stages, The source showed interest in the case and suggested that financial irregularities found in the file mirror patterns we look for in cases involving money laundering and tax fraud. Since then, fans of both Camron and Jim Jones have turned this into a full-fledged cultural dispute, with some accusing Camron of betraying him and others calling Jim Jones's family a mafia-style business. Even rappers who are not directly involved have spoken out. In the midst of all the chaos, one thing is clear. This story is about more than just rap. It's a warning about how power works. It comes to light when hip-hop luminaries start exposing family dysfunction like a reality show. Family relationships and money may become dangerously entangled. As the story goes on, it's anyone's guess how deep the rabbit hole will go. Will new characters emerge? Will more leaks surface? Or will the family be exposed? You won't want to miss the Jones family legacy because the events that follow Camron's shocking court case are completely changing the Harlem hip-hop scene and going beyond as the drama plays out on all music fronts. The public is eagerly watching, as the once close-knit Dipset family is now fragmented. We're just getting started. The final section will explain the consequences, legal disputes that lie ahead, potential resignations, government investigations, and the public outcry that might make or break what disturbed. And let's begin with the legal file set off a chain reaction in which Jim Jones's legal team retaliated with vehement motions to dismiss, claiming the allegations were merely strategic, unsubstantiated, and defamatory. Nevertheless, the pressure is mounting, and a full-fledged discovery process that may involve various family members and associates is about to begin in the courtroom. Several judges have already approved subpoenas for financial documents and Spotlight Legal. If the authorities are able to obtain Camron's financial records, this case is expected to become one of the biggest celebrity cases. Insiders claimed that internal conflicts within the Jones family are causing some important family members to discreetly separate themselves from Jim Jones out of concern that their personal connection may be revealed. According to an increasing number of insiders, their serious straying has resulted in rumors of possible defections and sealed deals. Experts following related financial scandals in recent history believe that evidence like bank records and audio recordings that were leaked could have disastrous repercussions, including heavy penalties and criminal prosecution. The hip-hop community is divided, and while some applaud Camron for exposing corruption and standing up for the truth, others feel that this incident tarnished the reputation of Dipset and Harlem's rich rap tradition. Prosecutors made a move that could change the entire case if family members who had previously been faithful turned into witnesses in a courtroom drama worthy of a Netflix movie. Jen Jones's brand agreements are suffering greatly. Because of the current social media environment, businesses do not want to be associated with legal disputes, regardless of how well-known they are. According to one insider, Jim Jones and his crew are under additional pressure due to this financial strain, which could affect future album releases and tours. In the midst of the crisis, prominent sponsors have begun to discuss the importance of loyalty and the repercussions of combining family and business, removing their endorsements and advertisements due to brand safety concerns. Jim Jones's acquaintances revealed that he is under a lot of stress. One of them said, "This is not just about business. It's a personal nightmare. Family drama overflowing into being in the spotlight is painful, and it's weighing heavily on him. When the money stops flowing, the real problems begin to surface on a more personal level." Despite the turmoil, Camron has positioned himself as the whistleblower who dared to retract the dispute, while Jim Jones has been seen meeting with top PR specialists and legal counsel to try to plot a comeback. Many people think that Camron's timing was not coincidental, and that he may be using this lawsuit to gain power inside the Harlem rap hierarchy, as well as for justice. Regardless, his actions have made it clear that he has been working to repair his reputation. There have been rumors of a documentary about the affair, but nothing official has been confirmed. His camp has been quiet and public, but behind the scenes, he's meeting with investigators and preparing for what could be a protracted legal battle. This crisis has put Harlem under a microscope, and we believe that the microscope will bring about healing as well as accountability, since the community cannot afford to be split by this, one community organizer told us. No family, community. Leaders and residents of Harlem are preparing for the long-term consequences while secrets remain safe and no empire is invincible outside of the courtroom. Meanwhile, Local NOSs and youth programs are reportedly reconsidering their support due to the controversy surrounding one of Harlem's most famous people, and the media's coverage of the case has even sparked privacy discussions about royalty and the fine line between sensationalism and the public interest. Critics argue that artists' private lives should be kept private, while others believe that when well-known people have significant wealth, the music industry is closely monitoring the situation.